The resourcefulness of the players has been at a premium, and their willingness to sacrifice for each other at a premium. Then above and beyond that, I think our system of football sustained itself, and we refined it further and further each year until at some point it might even have been an art form.
The 1988 San Francisco 49ers projected an image of football excellence. The Niners boasted a glittering cast of shining stars. But it was a dazzling display of teamwork that defined them as champions. This resilient, determined, and talented team demonstrated a high level of artistry. In capturing their third world championship of the 1980s, the San Francisco 49ers created a masterpiece of a season. The 49ers walked a tightrope into New Orleans for their season opener with the Saints. Joe Montana's 3 touchdown passes paced the Niners to a 31-17 lead. In the fourth period, however, this comfortable 14-point cushion would become a hot seat when the Saints mounted a comeback. But the defense, led by number 95 Michael Carter, preserved a narrow 34-33 victory. Facing the Giants in Week 2, San Francisco again performed a precarious high-wire act. With less than a minute and a half remaining, the Niners were down to their last play. Down, but not out.
Third down. Montana to throw. Throws long for Rice down the sideline. He's on the 30.
In these cliffhanging dramas, heroism saved the day before the final, fatal fade to black. Steve Young rode to the rescue in a Week 9 nail-biter at Candlestick, with time running out and Minnesota leading by 4 points.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 15, the 10, he dives, touchdown 49ers.
When the 49ers were on the ropes, they revealed plenty of punch. This was a two-fisted squad, and team toughness was especially exemplified by an offensive line that wore battle scars as a mark of pride. The starters included left guard Jesse Sapolu, number 61, and center Randy Cross, number 51, still an imposing presence in his 13th and final pro season. The tackles were Steve Wallace, number 74, Bubba Paris, and number 79, Harris Barton. Versatile guard Guy McIntyre, number 62, rounded out a unit that embodied the Niners' penchant for delivering the knockout blow.
Well, you remember Sugar Ray Leonard when he was fighting. He was a jabber, he was a mover. He was a pure boxer. Everybody loved to watch him. Our offense used to be a lot like that. Well, the last few times he's fought, he's knocked people out. And our offense is a lot like that now. We've got the power, we've got the running game, and every air arsenal known to man that's going to work.
The sleek stealth bomber of this aerial arsenal was Jerry Rice, number 80. The game's best wide receiver was voted a Pro Bowl starter, as 5 of his 9 regular season receiving touchdowns were from 60 yards or beyond.
Montana back to throw. Throws long, down the middle for Rice. He's open, he's got it. Touchdown, 49ers. Back to throw Montana. Out in front is Rice. He is there, he's got it. He's got 40. It'll be a touchdown for the 49ers, 96 yards.
The line of scrimmage was also a long-distance launching pad for John Taylor, number 82. Reserves like Mike Wilson, Terry Greer, and Terrence Flagler, number 32, demonstrated that the Niners were deep in offensive talent. On a big play team, the big play ball carrier was the incomparable Roger Craig, number 33. Craig was a consistent breakaway threat with breathtaking abilities, and he tied for the NFL lead in total yards from scrimmage.
Roger is a very fun running back for an offensive line to block for. And a lot of his highlights haven't come on plays where the defensive 11 has been knocked on their rear ends. It's come where he's basically run through about 9 of the 11, and then, 4 or 5 of those 9 have gotten another shot at him again the second time around and haven't tackled him.
San Francisco's Man of Steel enjoyed a super campaign that saw him flex his many skills. Craig's club-high 76 receptions topped all NFL running backs, and this Pro Bowl starter possessed high knees as well as soft hands. In a victory over the Rams, Craig rushed for a career-high 190 yards and 3 touchdowns, including an awe-inspiring effort that symbolized the spirit of the 1988 49ers.
The draw up the middle to Craig, and he breaks loose and runs loose. He gets used to the 30 to the 25. He's down to the 20. Breaks loose again. He's to the 10. 5. Touchdown 49ers. Oh, what a bonanza. Spectacular run by Roger Craig. Might be the best run of his career.
A co-winner of the Len Eshmont Award for courageous and inspirational play, Roger Craig continually provided a splash of color and a swirl of excitement to an offense that was truly state-of-the-art.
Brilliant year, tremendous intensity, tremendous determination, great enthusiasm for the game of football, cares so much for all the people around him. He's one of the great people in the league and, to me, the most valuable player.
Many of the figures on San Francisco's football landscape were young players who had entered the NFL after the 49ers' 1984 World Championship.
These guys, they're young, they're motivated. It's the Pepsi generation, which they call themselves. And the Pepsi generation is a generation that is going to be the Niners of the future.
The nervy, never-give-an-inch spirit of this emerging generation was evidenced on special teams by rookie punter Barry Helton and by coverage standouts Sam Kennedy, Harry Sidney, and number 53 Bill Romanowski, who excelled at linebacker as well. The defense also received outstanding play from first-year linemen Daniel Stubbs and Pierce Holt, number 78. Number 94, Charles Haley, the club leader in sacks, became a Pro Bowl selection in his 3rd NFL season. Kevin Fagan, number 75, and Larry Roberts continued to develop as pass rushers. And enemy aerial attacks also encountered heavy flak from cornerbacks Tim McKyer and Don Griffin, number 29. Number 22, McKyer, topped the team in interceptions. The Pepsi generation added sparkle to the league's third-ranked defense, which also had plenty of Coca-Cola Classic on hand. San Francisco's veterans were vital components in the brilliantly designed machine of defensive coordinator George Seifert.
You have to know what your talent is, and you have to be able to work with it. George does a great job of improvising and putting guys in the right positions.
You really don't have to be defensive in your thinking. You can be offensive in your thinking and start putting in specialized types of defenses to attack the offense before they have a chance to attack you.
Pro Bowl nose tackle Michael Carter, number 95, co-recipient of the Len Eshmont Award, spearheaded an attack that was also ignited by fierce, feisty pros like linebacker Ricky Ellison, number 50. The team leader in total tackles was linebacker Michael Walter, number 99. Despite injuries, number 58, Keena Turner, remained a force at linebacker, while Jeff Fuller, number 49, emerged as one of the game's most feared safeties. After a 2-year layoff, number 21, Eric Wright, proved that his pass coverage skills had not diminished. Perennial Pro Bowl pick Ronnie Lott, number 42, again displayed the savvy and savagery that have made him a cornerstone in the 49ers' winning foundation.
We set that standard in 1981 that this is 49er football. And the only way that that tradition is going to carry on is to pass it on to younger people and hope that they can carry it on after I leave.
That tradition could not be eclipsed by the rising of a bad moon. Nor could it be swept away by an ill wind of adversity that threatened to blow the Niners off course during a slump in which obstacles suddenly became too high to hurdle. After losing 3 of 4, the 49ers found themselves with a 6-5 record, 2 games behind the division-leading Saints.
Great teams know how to pull together, it comes with camaraderie with the team. And we stuck together throughout the whole year. And I think, as far as the later part of the season, we knew how to turn up another notch.
A Week 12 Monday night meeting with the Redskins inaugurated a 4-game winning streak as San Francisco stormed to a 37-21 victory.
Montana to throw, steps up, throws, has a man wide open, touchdown 49ers, Brent Jones.
Pro Bowl return specialist John Taylor's 95-yard punt return became the longest in team history.
Now tries to go back the other side, is pulled down, gets away, goes to the 10, stumbles the 15, jumps over that at the 20, he's on in front at the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, a magnificent return by John Taylor.
The following week at San Diego, number 25, Doug DuBose and Roger Craig combined for 3 rushing touchdowns. Joe Montana threw a pair of scores to Jerry Rice and another to Craig that proved the Niners could stumble and still maintain a winning balance.
Montana going to throw, rolls out, in trouble, slips, falls, lobs it to Craig, touchdown 49ers. What a play by Montana.
At Atlanta, the defense kept the Falcons out of the end zone in a 13-3 win, and Mike Kofer, the NFC's highest scorer, kicked a pair of field goals. Then, at Candlestick, San Francisco seized the NFC West lead from the Saints. Craig's 7th 100 yards plus rushing performance of 1988 provided the spark.
Montana back to throw, steps up, throws, has Taylor wide open, 45, 40, in front, 30, 20, 10, touchdown 49ers.
A 30-17 triumph secured the 49ers' 6th divisional title since 1981 and sent them to their 7th playoff appearance of the decade. Joe Montana towered above the competition in 3 postseason games. Montana helped the Niners earn a trifecta that proved when the stakes are highest, he is a pure thoroughbred.
He's like a great racehorse. A great racehorse knows when it's a Kentucky Derby. They know when it's important. They know for some reason there's a lot of money on the line. You put Joe Montana in a big game, I don't care if you've had him in an isolation cell for 10 days before that, he'll go out on that field and he'll know it's important and he'll play good.
In the NFC playoffs against Minnesota, Joe exploded out of the starting gate and connected with Jerry Rice for 3 first-half scores. After a 34-9 win propelled the 49ers to their 4th conference championship game of the 1980s, a usually soft-spoken quarterback delivered a message that came through loud and clear.
The teams that have beaten another team by a big margin have come back the next week and played terrible. And that is not going to happen to this ball club. I ain't bullshit. We've opened the door. We're going to go through it next week, and we're going to kick ass and take no prisoners the week after.
Despite a wind chill factor of minus 26 degrees, the 49ers breathed fire for 60 minutes. Montana put the Chicago Bears in the deep freeze with 3 touchdown passes, and the first of his 2 hookups with Rice covered 61 yards.
To throw. They rush. He steps up. He throws. Has Rice open. He makes the catch. He gets away at the 40. It's a foot race. 30. They won't touch him. It's touchdown 49ers. Montana back to throw. Rolling out. Looking. Throwing. Touchdown 49ers. He hits John Frank for the score.
The always tough Tom Rathman climaxed a 28-3 victory that sent San Francisco to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in the last 8 seasons.
3, baby, 3 times! 3 times, baby!
Everyone must have a ticket. Have a great stay here in Miami.
In Super Bowl 23, the 49ers' unique brand of teamwork took full flight. The defense threw a thick blanket over the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. Pro football's top-ranked offense was held to a mere 229 yards. While 49er defenders did not allow a touchdown for the 2nd straight week, San Francisco's offense took a while to get on track. Super Bowl MVP Jerry Rice, however, turned in a record-setting performance with 11 catches for 215 yards. Rice's 4th period score evened the contest at 13 apiece. When a Bengals field goal gave them the lead with just over 3 minutes remaining to play, the 49ers responded in dramatic fashion by engineering the greatest drive in Super Bowl history.
With 3:10 remaining, the 49ers will have to go from their 8-yard line. There's a lot staring them in the face. Montana throws over the middle, completes it to Craig. Craig is to the 16. Joe back to throw, steps up, throws, out here for Rice. He has it at midfield, goes out of bounds. Montana to throw, completes it up the middle to Craig. Craig is down to the 36-yard line. It'll be another 49er first down, and the 49ers will go without a huddle again. Montana back to throw, throws over the middle, a fight gets by Rice. Rice to the 20, he's down to the 19. Another brilliant catch by Jerry Rice.
It's such a sight to watch this. It is, whether it happens now or not, to watch Joe Montana do this so many years, and to watch this absolute surgeon on the football field and one of the all-time greats do his thing again.
In the 1980s, as they win it on a brilliant drive, 20-16.
Damn, it's great, isn't it? You got it.
I just want to say thank you to all the defensive guys, this entire team. I couldn't feel better about a group of fellas ever. Just thanks. I mean, win the Super Bowl. It's the way to do it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, I want to say whoever came up with the phrase, it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, baby. All right.
I love it. God, I'm so happy. I'm happy for the city. The city needs it.
Walsh charted a path that enabled the 49ers to become the team of the decade. He was assisted by an outstanding staff that included new head coach George Seifert.
The type of program that's been established with the 49ers is one of a winning tradition, and we have a very strong foundation. Our players know exactly what's expected of them, and that we all understand the standards that have been established.
Those standards were established by Edward J. DeBartolo Jr. and Bill Walsh, the winningest head coach in franchise history. Walsh's style of leadership raised the 49ers' level of play to an art form.
The leader accounts and adjusts to his men. Some of the personalities on our team had as much to do with the style of our play as the coach. So it was a combination, a chemistry that developed, and it's just great to be along for the ride.